Hello, hello. Today we are gonna really focus on the stuff for Vision 2026 because that's the stuff that we've been kind of working on in the background. I know Lisa, have you done your homework from yesterday?
I've done 90% of it. I have something
That's
that I'm really
good.
excited about because what I'm trying to do for this, because even though it's going to be complimentary, I want people to really have fun and enjoy it. And so I'm going to have
Yeah.
like some regular clinical tools like, somatic listening. And I'm also going to have like a different type of ancient ritual every week, like that's either native inspired or even from Lemuria or Atlantis. I've been doing research all morning. And then I'm also integrating like Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine because my whole message is about returning to self, returning to natural cycles. And those traditions really honor our natural cycles of our body with the change of the seasons.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I just want to introduce you to so Bob, Lisa. Bob, this is Lisa Marie. She has just recently joined us on NEXUS Plus, and she is hold on, what did we say yesterday? You are a transformational, because we were going to say transformational, and then I said something else. Anyway, introduce
Alignment
yourself,
guide.
Lisa. An alignment guide, yeah. And Bob is the incredible person who did my deep trauma hypnosis session, which is, have I uploaded? Yes, I have uploaded it here on Nexus. So I'll send you the link to that so you can actually see it. Because I had never been hypnotized before. And I decided I was just gonna, rather than just get hypnotized privately, why not just stream it live to everybody who can watch it? So it was a live stream, which was really cool. But yeah,
Oh, wow.
literally,
Was that
Bob
like
is
quantum healing hypnosis?
yeah,
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, my roommate, significant other does that, and he has a version of it that like you could go and he uses it to travel time basically, and we figure
yeah.
out some things about history's mysteries. And then there's one thing for me where some people like we have a crystal bed to put people on that have trouble going into trance, and it works remotely too. But I like he gets kind of caffeinated sometimes before he does it, and I have a little bit of difficulty with that, and so I've been kind of slowly developing my own version called Soul Deep Trance, which is only like 2 hours, but you do a dieta first. This way you could go really deep and you're pretty much at a point with the dieta where you could just trance out just like that.
Right, and that's where it goes completely Greek for me. And Bob might know some of this stuff, but I
And
have no idea. So I'm just going, yeah, that sounds great. I have no clue what you're talking about, though.
yeah, that's all right.
By the
But that's
way, my
okay.
ADHD today is like on fire. So I've literally just been speaking to somebody, and I was like at 10,000 miles a minute because of destinations we chatted yesterday. I've just been going, and I got like 12 hours of sleep. Well, more than 12 hours because I went to sleep at like 9 o'clock last night and I got up at like 11. I had loads of sleep, but I woke up and I was just like energized, and it's just like more and more and more. So yeah, I'm kind of having to like calm down, Des. Anyway, it's really, really good to have you all here, and it's great to finally have these sessions live because I know we've been doing things, bits and bobs behind the scenes, and I'm like, okay, well, nobody else is coming, so let's do these private sessions. I've been doing it with Bob, I've been doing it with Lisa, and I have been doing it with Nancy as well. So Nancy's timeline, she's just not available during the day as she used to be because now she's got this awesome job. So, and that just it's perfect for her, and I'm so happy for her. I'm so proud of her because she's making loads and loads of progress as well. But she's just quiet at the moment because obviously she's, at work. I don't know. Did you see the stuff that we're doing right now for Vision 2026?
Not everything. I just kind of saw the description and nothing really
Okay.
more in it.
I can run through, I'll run it through now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically with Vision 2026, it's about just kind of taking whatever you have now and fleshing it out a little bit more. Some people have like a full idea, some people don't. Like in Lisa's case, we're kind of almost stripping it all back and trying to figure out exactly how we're positioning her, exactly what she's going to be doing, like what is her first thing to sell, what is her first thing, her opening basically. So with you, Bob, we kind of want to do almost the same thing and make sure that, whatever you're doing is in alignment with kind of making sure you're pacing through as well, because obviously you're working full time. So we don't want for us to just go full throttle on you first quarter of the year either. So it has to be something that kind of pays. So it's sustainable over time, and you make sure you don't have any burnout as well. So the idea is for Vision 2026 is that the next month or so, we just sit down, we put our heads down, do all of the hard work so that in January, we don't have to now go, right, so what are we doing this year? Now you just have to press go. And then it's just a matter of sailing through, figuring out things like, sorry, I'm just making the chat disappear because I'm reading the chat while I'm talking and it's just distracting me. So figuring out kind of things like what you're doing in your first quarter, what you're doing in your second quarter. We're breaking it down like that. But also what I did with Lisa is I'm also kind of stripping it back a little bit more and saying, okay, where do you want to be in 5 years? And let's see if we can break this down, because whatever you're going to do in 5 years, you have to plant seeds now so that you can start working on that for 5 years. So it's stuff that you kind of work towards. So if it's a case of in a year's time from now, you want to be like doing this full time as opposed to doing it part time and doing your job as well. In Lisa Marie's case, she might say, I want a new car. So in a year from now, by this time next year, she wants to at least have a new car, a new place, like stuff like that. We're trying to find really tangible things that we can work towards, but also make sure that it's not kind of like, because everybody wants to be a millionaire. It's just the thing. Like we all want that, right? But the reality is not everybody's going to get there, and it's going to take a little while anyway. So we have to figure out if we're going to do that, we have to get stage one first, which is that first line stability, which I call phase one. So with Lisa, went through it with her, and I was like, what does phase one Lisa look like? Phase one Lisa now has a new car. Phase one Lisa is in a new space. Phase one Lisa does not have to worry about anything financially. So your financial stability is usually the first step, right? But phase one Lisa can also be like, for me, my phase one is that I am completely financially independent, but also I'm working my own hours. Now I'm lucky in the sense where I'm already working the hours that I want to, but the phase one version of me is a hell of a lot more productive than what I am now. So the phase one version of me has a podcast that is much more stable, has these sessions and it's moving. Phase one version of me has people that keep me accountable, because when for instance, when I have people that are coming to these sessions, it keeps me accountable, because if I don't have people coming to these sessions, then I don't need to put makeup on. I don't need to do like there's loads of things I don't need to do. When I don't put makeup on, I don't do any recordings. When I don't do any recordings, I don't have any published content. So that's what I'm saying. So my phase one is to make sure that every 4 out of 7 days, I have recordings done. I'm getting podcasts done. And on 3 days, I'm making sure I'm processing those things. So that's my phase one. My phase one is more about productivity and financial stability. So Bob, your phase one will probably be you having that financial stability with your business, where you now no longer have to work full time or even part time. So now you're just able to kind of do that. So that's on that end. So financial stability seems to be the key thing for everyone for 2026. That's what we're pushing towards. A piece of homework I gave to Lisa yesterday was she wanted to do a winter remap. So basically all of the chaos that happens over winter, you're going to see all of these people. How do you kind of reset yourself so that you're kind of realigned in January? Said she wanted to do a 4-week one. And then I had chimed in yesterday and said, why don't you also do a follow-up in January, where it's 2 sessions in January? Because the reason why is if you do this from mid-November to mid-December, then by the time Christmas comes around, you're going to be so busy, you're not even going to remember that. And then when January comes rolling around, people aren't accountable. They don't remember things. So you have to hold them accountable. The same way how you guys attending these sessions hold me accountable for coming to these sessions. I'm posting them the same way that you have to remember whatever content you're putting out there. You have to always have that hard follow up and go, actually, hey, you attended this session. How are you implementing this? But that part there is where it gives you the ability to touch base with people that are engaging with your content. It's the reason why we have these sessions. These sessions are the exact same thing. This is my way of going, hey, you've engaged with some of our content. How are you, putting that into your daily life, and how are you implementing that in your business? And if you're stuck with it, that's when you have the opportunity to speak to me and kind of get it. So that's overall, that's kind of what the Vision 2026 thing is about. It's basically just stripping it all back and having one thing that in January, February, March, April, we can kind of go, right, this is what we're doing in the first quarter, because it'll kind of be done, not fully done, because things happen. We have no idea what January is going to give to us. So I am one of those people that says plan, but don't over plan. So you plan enough where, you've got a good idea of what you can do, whether it's content, whether it's whatever. If you want to record your content beforehand, do that as well. So that's pretty much in a nutshell what we're doing. I know I just rambled a whole lot. Have I lost anyone?
No. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Right. Something that Lisa actually kind of helped inspire this yesterday. I am going to do a 250 question audit. This audit will basically tell you where you are in your journey. And what it does is it tells me it's the same thing as the business and brand audit, but what it does as well is it adds in the lifestyle parts of the business, how much time you're willing to dedicate, or how close you are to burnout. So what it does is it analyzes everything. It'll take a little while to fill out, but it analyzes everything, and then it gives you an overall score. So it tells you, okay, this is where you're at. But that then tells me, Lisa Marie might need more help in this area, needs help in that area. And it basically pulls it a little bit. It's more clear. So then the audits become something a little bit more useful. And then we use those audits throughout. You just keep repeating one audit. Instead of having like 4 or 5, you use one, you repeat it, because what it does is you might have time. Say, Bob, you're working 5 days a week at the moment, right? So let's just say you're working 5 days a week, and then in June, you're suddenly down to 2 days a week because you're able to now do more stuff for your business, so that your time is more. So you've had a change in circumstances. So that audit, when you redo that audit, it will then reflect those changes in circumstances as well. So that's why we want to just use one audit, even though it's going to be a long one. It'll probably take 20 minutes. It's all yes or no questions. All of my audits are yes or no. So it's just been yes, no, yes, no. Yes, no, I don't know. I think that's what it is. And then we just kind of go from there. But it just tells me kind of where you're at in that journey, how much work we still have to do, and where you need to apply that work. Because the audits that we have now, they're great. They make you think. But the one key thing that they're missing is that outcome at the end. It's the bit that goes, okay, well, you've got this score, so you scored this much. This is what you need to do. It's the after part. So I'm looking to develop that over the next few days. So hopefully that should be live by next week, or hopefully like this weekend. That is another thing that we've got, because that also ties into the whole Vision 2026 stuff, because it will cover all of those kinds of questions as well. Down to accountability, we do have a Monday accountability session that nobody attends. So I am considering pulling it because no one's attending it at the moment. Or what I might do.
For me, it's time-wise.
I know with you, Bob.
But it's what I want to say is that I was pondering about, what are main triggers for me not to be productive and not like stopping myself and sabotage myself, especially after I was on holiday and I found the one thing is that lack of accountability, but in meaning lack of to have somebody to tell what I did and, that kind of share. So I would like to be able to attend kind of accountability session, to be able to bounce. So it's just that time-wise, it's not working.
You know what? We have the engine room, right? And we don't use the engine room a lot. So I'm thinking, because I told Lisa Marie yesterday to upload some stuff there as well. And I think using the engine room is going to be a really good idea to say, put those updates in there. That's what the group chat's for as well, is to be able to go, hey, this is what I did today. This is my little win. And it's to help us all kind of, if we're all doing that, then all of a sudden we'll start to think about, and then, I don't know, somebody might ask you, Bob, oh, how did you get on with this thing that you said you were going to do last week? Or, you said you had this big win. Like, how has it changed things for you now? So you might get more people engaging as well overall, just by publishing, your small wins. So I'm just wondering if, because I know that Nexus pushes a lot of updates out. I don't want to add yet another daily thing that goes, post your win for today. And as well, we've also got people from all over the world. So then that's the other thing I'm trying to take into consideration. But I do think what I might do is change that weekly session to I've got the 4 p.m. Nexus check-in. I think what I'll do is I'll switch that around a little bit and I'll add in, post what you've been doing. What have you been working on? Because then I can then come off of the back of that and go, that was a really good idea. That was a good move. Or sometimes, you had a shit day, because I have them all the time. I've had shit weeks, last 3 weeks. That's why I go quiet, because I'm like, I instantly get into my head and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm supposed to be, this person, and I'm supposed to be this persona that is really productive and doing all the things, and I'm helping other people do their thing, but I'm not doing my things. And there's a huge amount of shame that comes with that. There's a shame spiral. And I fell into it. I have absolutely fell into it. And it's a lot of self-depreciation, because I'm thinking, well, if I can't even get my shit together, how am I supposed to help somebody else get their shit together? But sometimes you just have off weeks. But then I reach out, and then I had this call yesterday with Lisa, and then it was like, all of a sudden today, I feel completely different. So that's why I think it's really important for us to put the good and the bad up there as well. I can create a separate space for that specifically. I think there is an accountability space, where it used to ask every week so we can start kind of using that one if you want, or we can create a separate space, whichever works better. But I know that making these sessions can be really difficult, and that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to keep it at 3 sessions a week, whereas have podcasts everywhere else. So you can get content, but these sessions, because we have people in the US, we've got people in the UK, I've got somebody in New Zealand who chimes in, and I'm helping them privately. We've got people who are in full-time work, like Nancy. So she can't make these sessions because she's in the middle of a work day when we're having these. So it's really important, I think, for us to kind of find a way around it. But I think if we actually just use what we've got, I think it can actually work. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's
Lisa?
I will try to be on Tuesday for sure, and hopefully on Thursday if it will be possible. But Tuesday I block in calendar, so Tuesday afternoon is my time when I can join business. So.
Yeah. And I mean, even if you have a small win or you're stuck with something, or even if you're stuck and you just can't get going, like, because that happens to me all the time. Like I'm kind of known for writing myself out of writer's block. So I had a whole blog called A War of Words because I had writer's block. And the whole thing was me literally bitching about I can't write. Like, I'm a writer who can't write. I'm a writer who's stuck, actually stuck. The whole blog was just that. But I used to do that because it gets my emotions out. It gets my frustration out. And then suddenly I'm writing. I easily write 2,000 words on how I can't write. And that used to kind of help a little bit by just writing it out. I published it. I never told anybody really about it, but I just used to publish it because in publishing it, it means it's done, it's gone, it's out there. And I was able to kind of feel a lot better just by doing it because it was a form of self-soothing. But I think even if you're feeling stuck and you want to just come on and be like, I'm feeling really stuck today. I've had such a shit week. Like, oh my God, I've not done anything for my business this week. You'd find that there's a lot of people that are going to be like, oh my God, same. Because even, I think, Lisa, were you the one that told me that you were trying to keep on top of stuff? And then you said you'd just been distracted with loads of other things, which I have every single day. Yeah, I have that every single day. But then I'm terrified to tell people because I'm like, oh my God, even though I've got ADHD, I need to be the one who's not doing this. But when you said that, I was like, okay, I relaxed because I was like, okay, wait, no, hold on. She's experiencing the exact same thing as you. You're human as well. Because we have this thing in our heads where we hold ourselves to this incredibly high, almost alien standard. And it's really good sometimes to hear from somebody else because then it reminds you, I'm among my people here. And this is the whole point of Nexus. Nexus is a safe space. It's why it's private, because I want everybody to be able to feel like they can come here and just really feel like they can express exactly where they are without the fears of the clients probably seeing it. Because of course, the same thing with me. I'm always like, my public persona has to be this polished thing, because God forbid a client sees that I have a bad day. If they see I've had a bad day, they're going to think, oh, is that bad day because of my content? Is that why my content's not getting done? Kind of thing. So that's why it's private. And I think that's why it's really important for us as a community to kind of really support each other and really push each other as well. So I will restart sending out those weekly questions. So at least it gives everybody a little nudge. So you have like your 3 top tasks for the week, and let's see how we can keep each other accountable for that. Because I think by having 3 major overarching tasks, at least you can say, okay, well, I've got this to do this week. So like mine last week or 2 weeks ago was making sure that my hypnosis session that I had over a month ago was actually published, because it's been sat there, it's been done, it was mostly edited, and then I just never finished it off. And then it was out of sight, out of mind. And then I completely forgot that. So then I sat down and I was like, nope, if I do one thing this week, if I'm getting that done, and I'm sending that over to Bob because she needs it. And I basically made myself feel, I basically told myself, I said, Bob did this with you, Des, because she needs this. Her business is now relying on this. Therefore, if you don't get this done, she doesn't get business. And that was the pressure I put on myself to basically go, and just get this done now. Sit down, focus, finish it. And it was done, because I sat down and I said, I'm going to get one thing done this week. And that was the most important thing to get done. And I did it. And I felt great after. So,
Yeah, I think it's really powerful, even though it's like a bit of a different industry. People love it when I human, and I don't like share about it when I'm in the middle of it, because then the energy comes through. But once I've had a challenge and I've overcome it, I love sharing about the challenge and how I overcame it, because it shows that you're human, and it also shows it's not about being perfect. It's about how to manage challenges. It's how you confront things when they're not going your way, or when you kind of like when things aren't as expected.
absolutely, absolutely. I have a tendency to hide when I'm in challenge mode, or if I feel, because then I feel guilty. And it's like, I just hibernate, I go away, I hibernate, hide in my little hole, and I'll start coming out when I feel like I need to see people again and kind of, get back on track, because it completely puts me off track, completely.
Yeah, I'm usually the anchor, so I feel like I make people feel like unsafe when I'm not in my anchor state.
Yeah, yeah. But then
So
we can't
what,
always be
what,
in an anchor state all the time, because again, we're all human. So we're always fluctuating. I think it is really important to remember that things do fluctuate quite often. Anyway, I know that I've talked a lot for this session. So, Lisa, you said that you've 90% finished your little winter remap. So are you stuck on anything, or are you just kind of pushing through? How is it coming along?
I mean, there's something that appears to be complete that I have put out. I put it in the chat. I'm also going to put it in the engine room, because I know you're probably not going to be able to like read it all right now.
Yeah.
But I just kind of want to tweak it. What I've done is I've used AI to help me create it, but I've input like all of the elements that I want, and I've done the research separately, and so there I just need to like go through it and make sure that like it's really reflecting me, and it has all the exercises and rituals that I want in it.
Okay. Okay. Right. Yeah. The thing is, when you put it in the engine room, then I can sit down when Molly puts me to bed at 7:30 in the evening, because she has a tendency to just go, it's Betty Bye's time. Let's go snuggle in the heated blanket. When she does that, then I can sit down. I can actually start scrolling through and going, all right, I'll check all of the stuff that's in the engine room, because I'm going to do that later tonight as well. So, yeah, so just drop all of the stuff that you're working on, even if you're not quite finished. Just say, look, this is half done, but just drop it in there so that I can kind of see it. And it's great, because then we can kind of see the progression of it.
Yeah.
So
I
we
like
get
dropping
to be a
document
part in
links
that.
because I just will, work
Yeah,
on it even after
absolutely.
I give it.
Yeah, perfect. Bob, what is one thing you kind of want to, like, where are you at right now? What is the one thing that you're really kind of struggling with or challenged with?
So I'm challenged with redefinition of my services. I decided to align them with my theory of steps of ascendance, even like for like visualization on website and stuff like that, and kind of get stuck on naming content and description of them. So
Okay.
then now they are not on the website, and I
Yeah.
kind of still kind of going from the old things. And I managed to get some PR, and as usual, I feel kind of insecure about my bio. um, how to, like I have some, and then I always kind of like, should I include this or should I not include it and stuff like that, kind of things. So these are probably two main things which I need to resolve to kind of not blow up my chances for PR which I got. And so that's something that I did have a really few weeks of some kind of realignment. So it was good. So I said, because my mom leaving, so my time schedule and what I supposed to do around house change and all things, and I'm emotional because she's probably not coming back. And so I kind of she's living in different, not continent, but not
Yeah,
on the
she's in a
same
different country.
piece of, not on the same piece of land, different country, and that's so I was kind of in some down. Then I was on holiday in Italy before that, which was amazing, but and make me think a lot. I kind of really make me think a lot. So I kind of got to that feeling that I want the change. I want that, kind of struggling with that all suggestions I gave my fellow friends and therapists, they managed to do that compared to me. So they asked me what they should do. I tell them they did it, and they publishing their books and courses and stuff like that. And I kind of didn't fulfill my plan for this year. So now it was kind of this time of processing that what I did plan for this year didn't happen really. So I'm really now about like, let's see, an inevitable change of things has to
Don't
change.
worry, the things that we were supposed to get done this year for Nexus, I am about 8 months behind. So I'm going to try to do 8 months worth of work in the next 2 months. I'm going to try. I'm not going to it's not going to happen, but I'm going to try. So, because I can't go into 2026 with it.
Yeah, so I actually realized that I do have advantage of that my son is now on uni and he's not coming home for Christmas. Respectively, he's coming for Christmas, but not on the Christmas day. So our Christmas will be another day in December. And I didn't manage to take enough my holidays, so I'm forced to take my holidays before Christmas from my day job. So I will actually have 2 or almost 2.5 weeks of work, and not really demand because our family is not demand on making big Christmas and stuff like that. So I don't have that stress of other people like preparing for
Yeah.
Christmas. So that's kind of time which I want to use for produce things, really having ready for that next week, for that following year.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I'm kind of restarting in the way the finish definitions, finish bio, media kit, and start getting things out, starting now because it will build up after New Year, of course. So it will not happen overnight, but yeah. So
Yeah. Okay.
there I am.
You mentioned something about a PR opportunity, because that's obviously going to be your first thing. So what you can do is draft up a document, it could be a rough draft or whatever. Put what you've got in there and just give me the dates of when, like, explain everything in there so I can just kind of go through it and drop it into the engine room, because then I'll help you kind of focus that out. And you said that you were trying to realign exactly kind of what you're doing. That would be something as well if you want to drop into a file and then just drop the file onto the engine room. I'll have a look at that tonight as well. Well, sorry, not tonight, but tomorrow, because today's Tuesday. Tonight I'm going to Salsa. I have been paying for it. I have not been going for the last 6 weeks. So tonight I am going, because I messaged them and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I dropped off the face of the planet. And then there's a whole shame spiral with that, because obviously I've not been, and then what will people think? And then it's just insane. So I messaged him and I'm like, I'm coming tonight. If I don't come tonight, then please send a helicopter to come and get me. Like, but yeah. So not tonight, but tomorrow, because tomorrow I have nothing scheduled in for tomorrow. So I will sit down tomorrow and get all of the stuff done.
Yes, so I will probably not be able to even like drop it there today, because I'm still kind of in process to make it, and I actually have to call at 5 now and then in 7 and in 8. So I will not get to any more.
That's fine.
Work now.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah,
but as soon as you can for your PR stuff, let's try and solidify that. Put it all together into a document, drop it onto the engine room, and I will have a look at it as soon as you upload it. And if you see that I'm 24 hours and I haven't done it yet, just, feel free to ping me and go, hey, I've uploaded it. Can you check this? Like, don't be afraid to chase me on things, because sometimes I can get distracted. I mean, Molly walks into a room and looks all cute, and then I'm just like, oh, hello. So, I'm very easily distractible. So yeah,
It's
just
spooky
feel free to
sorcery.
ping.
They do spells.
I know.
Not fair.
I know. No, she's too cute. She's absolutely too cute, especially when she's asking for treats, because she does the whole silly face and she gets all, she literally, her whole body moves like this. And I'm like, hello.
It's not even
Anyway.
just cuteness. When they look out the window or when they look at you and they go, that's their incantation.
Yes. Yes, the XX are definitely. I mean, I don't get XX because I don't have a cat anymore, but I now get because she doesn't bark in the house. She's not allowed to. We do no shouting in the house, and now she just goes. So I have a series of humming and grumbling. But yes, she is very cute with that. Okay, I think we've covered the majority of stuff. Lisa, keep working on that winter remap thing, and as I said, just drop your latest version in, and we'll just keep kind of refining it from there. And also, as soon as I finish that 250 question audit, that massive painful audit that I have to create, and then you guys have to actually go through, I will let you know it ASAP, because then you guys can run through it, let me know how it is, and see what the scoring is like as well. Because I think it's really important for you to know where you're at as well as me, because I can export the one that's put in here, but then the problem with that is you guys don't actually you don't get feedback from it, because it just says that you submitted it. It doesn't say, well, your score is between this and this, or this is what you need to work on. It doesn't say any of those things. So I've been trying to find a solution for it, which is the reason why I've not really updated anything yet, because I've been looking for a solution for that particular. I was waiting for them to actually figure out what they're doing at Mighty Networks in terms of quizzes. But quizzes aren't coming. The updated stuff isn't coming for another 6 months, and I can't wait. So I am actually, I'm going to use another third-party software and embed it. So it's not going to be outside of the app. It will still be in the app, but then you just kind of go through it, and then that will give you exactly what it is that you need to know, because that's important for you, because you need to know, okay, it's my brand that I'm kind of lacking in a big way. So then you bring that up to me and you go, Des, this is what I need to work on. Fix this for me. And then we can really kind of hone in on that one section there. But this one gives you the whole thing. Because we can say that we're separate from our businesses, but we're not. We aren't. I am not separate from my business because all of my time goes into this. All of my brain space goes into this. And if you're doing this full time, I mean, I don't know how Bob does it, doing it part time and working full time. I just couldn't, because my brain is constantly on there. So I'm not separate from my business, and my business I want to grow this to a point where I have a particular, not just a particular like a lifestyle, but you know what I mean? Like I want to just be able to dictate my own hours and do things that I want to do and cherry pick my projects. Like that's what I really want to do. I want to be able to go, oh, that is really interesting. I want to work on that because that's going to be fun. I want to do fun things with my career. I don't want to just do the boring stuff. Although the boring stuff pays the bills, but I also want to pick the fun stuff. So being able to do this, that's why I say we can't really separate ourselves. And that's why I've put the whole audit for you as an individual in there as well, because that impacts how you're going to relate to your business. Because we're business owners, all of us are. So, and it's the same thing, Lisa, I was saying yesterday, that you've got you as you are the phoenix, but then you've also got your business. And that's why I've always done both two different brands, because there's me and then there's the business, but mine is very different. So one is all curvy and feminine, and the other one is literally all, you know, fast jets and fighter planes and sharp objects and jet fuel, you know. So it's very different, my brand and the company brand, but still it's all parts of me, and all of it is a little side of me. It's not, there is no Tilt without me, really. Like it is all of me. Nexus is everything that I have worked on in my entire career. I've put it into Nexus because this is everything. This is 20 years of experience I have thrown into this program. And, you know, you can't really remove me from it because it's my experience. You know.
And we are here because of you, because we need you.
Yes. Oh, yes, you need me. I know.
See, that's what
I got too much in my head. So yes. Bob, I know you need to go because you've got a session at 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So upload all of the stuff that you need as soon as you can. And if you want, send me a list of things, kind of like jot it down today if you want. You can send it on WhatsApp or in Nexus, it doesn't matter. Or even upload it onto the engine room. But just put like a list of things that you need to kind of work on so that I can physically see it. So that I can go back to it, because my brain, I'll read it, and then my brain will go and do some work, and then I'll wake up at some point and then I'll be like, oh yes, this will be a good solution for that. So at least it'll be ticking around in my mind if I can see it. Same thing with you, Lisa. Write a list of your phase 1. Figure out, kind of do a rough list, because as I said, once we do that audit will kind of solidify a lot of what you're looking at in phase 1 anyway. So let's have a look at what you want for the next 6 or so months. Let's see if we can kind of firm up a plan for 6 months. For this, at least this week, or by next week, at least you can firm up what your life's gonna kind of look like for 6 months. Because by summer, we want these businesses to, you know, they're not going to be flying high, but at least you want them to kind of start walking, at least kind of just walking on their own a little bit, having a little bit of momentum, because it's going to take a little while to grow that momentum. So let's see how the first 6 months of how we can push some momentum into it. But write me a list of things that you're struggling with, so then I can go back to it. And as I said, I'll sleep on some of it as well and come up with some wild and wacky ideas, as I usually do. Right? Awesome. Okay, awesome. Is there anything else you need to discuss, or we all good?
No, I'm good for now.
Okay, excellent. Awesome. Well, thank you for attending, and thank you for keeping me accountable, because this is very, very important for me to be accountable as well, because this stuff makes me, look, the big difference of my personality between us having a call yesterday and today. I'm just like, it's almost as though I'm like awake. It's almost as though like somebody's gone and switched on all the lights because I'm suddenly like, oh yes, there's people and I need to be on for them because I need this. I need this stuff. I need this more than you guys need this. This is the stuff that keeps me going, is making sure. So that's why I need you guys coming to these sessions to keep me going, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to be here. And I had something else at the tip of my tongue, but I forgot.
Right. Well,
Oh yeah, no, I
will,
have the same kind of issue where I'd plan something that I'd do like once a week, just like one video a week or something like that. And I could sometimes have so much trouble with that. And I know like the solution is to like make videos one day a month. And this way, like if the day comes up and you're not ready, it's whatever. But yeah, I share that struggle. That's why I started with a once a week ritual prompt and then a once a week thing in my group where it's a transmission and it's usually live, but I also say it might be a voice note one day or just a post.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. That's a really good idea, actually. I should have a look at that. I might steal that idea from you. Anyway, so upload your stuff and I will see you in the engine room.
All right, talk to you soon.
Okay, awesome. Take care.